Today we're going to be talking about the mitzvah known as Tzitzit, which typically translates itself as fringes. The Torah says that when you wear a four-cornered garment, or a garment that has more than four corners, but a minimum of four corners on a garment, there's a requirement to tie strings or fringes in a very, very specially prescribed manner. And those fringes are supposed to be visible, and their purpose is to serve as a reminder, so that we might always be cognizant of our mission, of our purpose on earth, and that we may live according to the dictates of the Torah. Furthermore, the Kabbalists explain that a reminder, a constant reminder, is something that a feminine soul does not need. It is provided by the Torah for those who need it, and the Torah sees men primarily as needing a constant reminder that they are Jewish, and that, as such, there's certain behavior that's expected of them. This is the mitzvah of tzitzis. The interesting thing is that we are not biblically required to wear tzitzis. You don't have to own a tallit. You don't have to own the tzitzis garment. You don't have to wear the tzitzis. The Torah states if you are to wear a four-cornered garment, then you must place fringes in four of those corners. However, our rabbis instituted that we wear a four-cornered garment on a regular basis, so that we might have these reminders with us at all times, and so that we may be cloaked in holiness. Specifically, every male from the age of 3 years and onward, for meaning and purpose of education, and then certainly from the age of bar mitzvah, should, by rabbinic decree, wear a small garment of a tallit. And that's called tallit katan, or the small tallit that has fringes or tzitzis. Our sages further instituted that when one might pray, it would be appropriate to wear a tallit gadol, or a large tallit. That is the tallit that most of you have probably seen in synagogue or at other religious functions. And the message of the tallit is that we wrap ourselves in holiness. And when we begin our prayers, we prepare by donning an additional mitzvah, or stepping into a more spiritual frame of mind. Kosher tzitzis need to be maintained, and because string can rip, can become frayed, it is a tradition that every day when we put on our tallit, or when we don our smaller tzitzis, we should check to make sure that they are still valid and kosher, that no strings have become ripped, and that everything is intact. When you tally up the various numerology that is contained within these strings, you'll have the number 13. The numeric equivalent of the word tzitzit is 600, and so 613, which are the number of mitzvot, or divine commandments that God has given us, are represented with the tzitzis. The tzitzis remind us of the 613 commandments. When a Jew dons his tzitzis, which are a sacred artifact, we make a blessing, a bracha, thanking God for having sanctified us with this commandment. When we put on a large tallit, it is customary to first kiss the hem of the tallis, and subsequently we make the blessing as we wrap ourselves in it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lehis atef bat tzitzit. The tzitzit, according to pure biblical dictate, are optimally supposed to be a mixture of white as well as a greenish-blue thread. The greenish-blue thread is called techelet, and techelet is wool that is dyed with a very, very specific and special type of dye, made from some type of fish or amphibious animal. We don't know what it is today. It has become a mystery. And so most of us wear tzitzit, or a talis that has white strings. In some circles, and specifically in Israel today, you may see some people bringing back the ancient tradition of white as well as blue thread. To wear white threads or white fringes is a mitzvah. To have the blue threads is an embellished or enhanced mitzvah. Our tradition has it that when Mashiach, when the Messiah will arrive, the true blue thread will return to the Jewish people with certainty. And at that time, the tzitzit for everybody will once again look the way they looked in temple days, in the times when the Beit HaMikdash stood and all of the Jewish people worshipped God together in unison.